Do you guys remember Matan Evan? He's the one that you might have seen in a viral video asking people at Fresh and Fit to name 10 books. He also was at the Game Awards. He crashed the stage at the Game Awards last year. And was it last year or was that earlier this year?
Last year.
Yeah, last year. It's been so long. And shouted out his rabbi, Bill Clinton. I don't know if we should like rehash that, show the clip, but like
I don't have it pulled up, but yeah, he talks about
basically, he crashed the stage and snuck into the event. I have no idea to this day how that was possible, but he did it.
But he's everywhere.
He seems to be, taking the internet by storm, but also he recently had a confrontation with Hasan Piker. Hasan,
of all people.
Yeah, Hasan was at the picket line for the Hollywood writers' strike recently.
Makes sense, being the socialist that he is.
Yeah, and he's a socialist, so he has to, stand with the unions.
They love unions.
Matan confronted him there with a sign that said, "I heart landlords."
I'm sorry. There's the weird, like, of all the things that have become like a weird form of something to hate in our culture, the absolute hatred for landlords is maybe my favorite that I see people talk. Like, everybody who complains about a landlord complains about they talk about them like they're a serial killer. They're like, and then I went and I told him my water wasn't working, and he came up and he spit in my face and said, "I'm never fixing it." It's that level of
you don't
absurd.
deserve water.
You don't deserve, like that. That's how they talk about landlords. Not really. I used to work for an apartment complex. I wasn't a landlord, but I worked for a management company, right? And they don't understand the margins on which until you've seen somebody who's like 6 months late for his rent and just dodging somebody. Like, I actually have a lot of respect for the guys who they only go out at night and they're scumbags, but they're very sly and crafty scumbags. But it's a job just like any other. It's a profession just like any other. And they talk about them like they're demons, like they're the most evil people in the world because rent goes up. But we all know that that's not how economies work. They don't just decide one day to jack the rent up. That's not the real world, right?
They also had a break from rent for a long time during COVID.
Oh, I know. So that was a huge part of it. Was
landlords were kind of effed.
It was basically us going to people and being like we can't make you pay it right now, but it's gonna be bad when when the emergency dries up and you owe 10 grand worth of rent and stuff like that. And they don't our apartment building wasn't owned by some faceless corporation, the one I worked at. It was owned by a family, a husband and a wife. They didn't live there. They lived in Florida, but they owned this building. The company I worked for was employed by this family, by this husband and wife, to manage the property. So they just have this cartoonish view of landlords. So seeing Matan talk about...
Do you want to show the clip here?
Let's show the clip. So
Hasan was absolutely speechless.
Are we showing the vertical video one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we love landlords.
What's going on? How you guys doing? We love landlords. We're here to protest against the landlords and the unions. We love them. We love landlords. We love landlords. We love them a lot. We're all against unions. They're not fair to the corporate companies.
The more you do that, the more you end up hurting.
You end up hurting.
The more you end up hurting capital.
You end up hurting the capital.
The quicker the strike will
He's
end.
completely ruining Hasan's interview.
Landlords. Landlords. We love landlords. We love them. We love landlords.
Can you move away a little bit?
No,
I'm obsessed.
It's like this is how you win the culture.
Now it has 10 million views on Twitter since he posted it.
This and Alex Stein are how you win the culture, my friends.
I love it.
Incredible.
And so Hasan tried to BTFO Matan after this. He quote tweeted him and said, never mind, maybe children do deserve the coal mines. Because Matan technically is still a minor. Isn't he 15, 16 years old only?
He's under...
He's traveling the world at a pace that I don't understand.
He's got to be
that young.
He's got to be some kind of Saudi oil heir or something. I don't know.
He's got to be a plant of some sort. It's too weird, dude.
CIA?
He's got to be CIA. If he is, I love the CIA's humor here. Fantastic.
Okay. And then Matan said, "You should have told that to my face instead of standing there frozen." That was, I believe, a ratio. And then Hasan said, "I asked you to step aside politely for the adults to picket, and you said I was threatening you. I can't be the father you never had, little buddy."
Ooh. He hit him with the little buddy.
He got personal. Uncalled for. I'm on Matan's side.
It's like saying pal.
Yeah.
Or champ.
Friendo.
Yeah. Like this is
the
how
thing is, Hasan is a total himbo who doesn't understand his own politics anyway. So Matan being just as incoherent is really just a call out post.
It's incredible.
But in real life.
And then you also know where the culture leans because there's like articles from Kotaku that are like defending Piker.
They
like,
are?
Yeah. Like
I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was like articles from Kotaku being like Hasan Piker like owns troll at WGA events and stuff like that. It's like they've got these corporations that are standing for him.
Let me look at that.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Insane.
But I'm saying this is how you win the culture, right? This isn't politics. It's politics adjacent, I guess, because like landlords, I guess, has become a weirdly political topic. But you just have to not take everything so seriously and understand how humor can work in your favor.
Right.
By the way, I looked at Matan's website, which is matanevan.org, and he currently has a countdown of 7 days, 10 hours, 23 minutes, and 50 seconds. It's still going down. So I don't know what's happening. It does not say.
That's even better. It's just a countdown.
He just is really good at the internet.
Yep.
I think he's on to something. And his bio says, everybody talks, nobody listens.
He's right about that.
So true, King.
He's right about that. If it takes a child to change the culture, then so be it. He is the chosen one.
Yeah, we were looking into his history, and apparently he was interviewed for InfoWars when he was like 12 or something. Like even maybe
CIA
younger.
All the way.
He might have been even younger than that at the time, but I was shocked when I saw that. He was interviewed by Owen Schroyer for InfoWars because he started out like making YouTube videos about free Hong Kong and like the struggle between Hong Kong and the CCP and stuff like that. Had like posters on his wall in his childhood bedroom. He still had like a freaking basketball hoop on his bedroom door. He was getting interviewed for InfoWars. Like, what is this?
He just turned 16. I looked it
He's
up.
very young, yeah.
I can appreciate somebody who's like, he's getting into all these serious topics. He's like free Hong Kong. The hell with it. Let's make fun of Hasan Piker on the internet.
Wait, okay. He was also at like a WWE event, right?
Yeah, he was at WrestleMania this year.
He was at WrestleMania.
I'm jealous.
Front row. Oh, WWE
Like, how the
fan?
heck is he
big
getting in
WWE
all
fan.
these
Oh, my
places?
dude.
I should have went. I was so close to going.
Really? And then you would have met him.
For real.
Could have met him. Big wrestling fan, huh?
Yo, yes.
Yeah. How do you feel about how things are going right now?
You know, we'll see now with the draft. Hopefully things get better there. I'm happy they have a new belt. I'm pissed that Cody didn't win at WrestleMania, but I can understand you can't finish the story.
I mean, I think that had more to do with the sale of the company.
Yeah.
I think that had to do with being sold to Endeavor and Vince being like, the only way this company is coming out of my cold dead hands is if I still get to be in control of it after I sell it, which is what he did, right? Like, it is a bummer that Cody didn't end up getting a chance to win that night but it's also funny too because Roman Reigns. This is total aside and off the topic here. It's a very interesting story of like. Like the culture and like the business not understanding how to make this guy work, because anybody who had a brain could understand this dude was designed to be a bad guy. If you watch any of his interviews, he's so much better when he's being cocky.
Oh, yeah.
And just owning, like when they try to make him, like my biggest pet peeve that they do now, people lose and then the next day they come out and they're like smiling and happy. I'm like, you wouldn't be smiling and happy the next day. You lost. That doesn't make any freaking sense. They knew they finally figured out during COVID to learn how to lean into the best aspects of his character because there was no live crowd. So they were able to try new things. Mm-hmm. So it would have been cool to be able to go to WrestleMania, see Cody lose to Roman and then meet Matan, talk to him about talk to him about InfoWars from 2012.
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous.
And then I forgot to read this one. He absolutely bodied Hasan here. You tried to scare me by getting in my face. Then you shoved a pole at me like a little beep. I asked if you were threatening me because of how pathetic you looked. There's a reason your cameraman panned away. No response from Hasan so far on that one.
Suspiciously quiet.
Yeah.
Suspiciously quiet.
He got real quiet.
He got real quiet after that one. Look, I'm going to be honest. I've never watched. I have no interest in watching Hasan Piker. Like, socialist, like, BreadTube doesn't interest me. Never has. Like, not my thing.
Well, he's just not smart and is a nepotism baby.
I mean, but being a himbo is kind of a compliment if you're not smart, though. At least you're good looking and not smart.
I mean, people call him that, but I see zero sex appeal in him. He's like a toddler. He kind of has the posture of a 3-year-old who isn't quite sure how to walk yet.
It's all the it's all the streaming.
Kind of dresses like one too.
It's all the streaming.
Yeah, Twitch is just not a good platform.
But he's out there protesting for the writer's strike, and that's another example of how like everything's political now. We're at like a Hollywood writer's strike event, and a dude who does political commentary on YouTube is there talking with them, and it's all so connected now. Like you can't escape it no matter where you go, unless you follow Matan to the
It's just weird that Hasan thinks he's like fighting for the little guy when he's quite literally the champagne socialist with $1 million mansion in West Hollywood.
Yep. I mean, those people. It's always funny.
The hypocrisy doesn't even bother him. Is the thing.
Well, because they want to take down
or
the
his
system.
Fans.
They want to take down the system, and they need they don't have any problem with the money because to them no truth but power. It doesn't matter.
Like, do you want to level the playing field, or do you want to just supplant the elites we have now with different elites who are equally bad?
It will always be just different elites that are all just a different type of bad, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever talk about or see Hasan? Does he ever come up in any of your circles because he's in political circles as well?
You know, I never knew too much about him. I've heard his name here and there, but I've never actually looked into him.
That's how I am with Sam Hyde. I know who Sam Hyde is because everybody talks about him, but I've never watched any of his content.
Well, I watched iDubbbz's video addressing the drama about Creator Clash, where he ousted this one guy who was on the lineup, Froggy Fresh. He admitted finally that it was because Froggy Fresh was training with Sam Hyde and making content with him, and Sam Hyde has talked about iDubbbz's wife, Anissa,
very negative,
in a way that is
unkind.
Not the most kind.
Not very
but
nice.
It's because she has an OnlyFans. And I don't think that that's a very respectable thing to do, personally. And a lot of people on the internet agree.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.